Is the reason for all of this because our society is breaking apart or has broken apart, and that has been amplified in part by the proliferation of social media and the lack of those kind of structural norms that we used to have? You know, you would have pillars of society like the BBC, the NHS, and, you know, the fact that we all believed in vaccines, and those are slowly going away.
This is an interesting point, and this is an interesting question, because I've had this discussion and debate with a number of colleagues about the importance of social media in the 21st century. This is as much as maybe an opinion as fact, but we'll say it anyway. I have a genuine fear about where the future is heading with regards to information technology, communication tools, and so on. No matter what we may think about the structures of the state and the government and so on, a democracy relies on faith in that system as such, and to some degree. We may criticise them, we may think they're the worst thing since whatever, until the next group comes in, but the fundamental basis of a democracy is, right, the structures we do, to some degree, believe in them. If you're being fed disinformation and misinformation day in, day out, where you start to mistrust so much, does the whole thing then come full circle where you believe in nothing? If society gets to that point where they become so untrusting, the foundations of a democracy and the structures of the state are very much called into question. And that's something that I fear we're going down a very slippery slope.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. You know, I'm thinking about as well all of the work that's done into media literacy, right, which is incredibly important, an incredibly important tool. But a lot of the tactical side of it is actually having people question information, right?
Yeah.
And go to exhaustive lengths to question it. You can't set that up without also saying question traditional media as well. That is a foundational tenet of media literacy. But with the volume of information we have and how different it all is, and you know, we're heading into the nothing is true and everything is possible, scenario that Peter Pomerantsev outlined. Is that, and I agree, that can't possibly be a good place to be.
So is it rescuable, do you think? Are we too far gone? And because I don't think, let's be honest, with the amount of money that, you know, various social media companies are making, that they're going to roll back and suddenly go, oh, we're bad for society, we're all going to shut up shop tomorrow.
Oh, no, definitely not.
The one hope I suppose I have in that scenario is that, to use a COVID example, when COVID struck, there were some who said, right, society will never be the same again. We'll be so used to basically being separated that the society will never return to a sense of normality. But we have seen how society can reform itself and certainly go back. So using that as an example, there is hope. But I do think it would be prudent to be aware of the dangers that if we don't, at the very least, don't be aware of that we're not ready to try and deal with any scenario arising from that. AI, again, is the catch, is the cool word of the moment, a cool phrase of our time. It is a worrying tool in some respects. You see week in, week out, the growth in sophistication in terms of AI-generated videos. And I've noticed through my own researches, because I'm fascinated by this whole area, increasing apprehension by people even when they post comments on videos. Is this AI? Is this real?
My beloved baseball team posted a CGI edited video, when they were, and someone said, it's AI. I said, no, it's CGI. It's different. Like, we've forgotten these things exist.
It's a worrying trend about the number of people who are now comment that, is it actually real? Is it AI generated? And if you continue in that trend, coupled with increasingly sophisticated AI generated video technology, you can see where this path's heading. And that is somewhat worrying.